my fellow creatures of intelligence! It's your host for all things streaming and media, Witchy! Back for episode 3 of a podcast from a lewd production team. Today I am joined by Peachy, and we will be talking about some of the production staff's favorite games and what we've been playing. So let's all give a big hi to Peachy!
Hello, listeners. I left my room for this.
Yes, we are all appreciative of that. Now, Peachy, there is definitely not anyone among the team with as much gaming experience as you have, so it's a natural choice to have you on for today's episode. What is it you look for in a good game?
I think the most important and natural thing about playing any game is to have fun. There's no point in playing it if you're not going to enjoy it. Whether that be because you play with your friends, the game fits your aesthetic, or it's just the perfect dream world for you. Fun is always the most important thing.
Well said, my friend! So, let's start off with a game I think a lot of people have played recently, and that is The Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion Remastered. How much playtime do you have? How many times have you played through it? And did you play it prior to the remastered?
I have logged about 100 hours of playtime. I only have one playthrough. If you don't count the 2 times I had to restart within like the first hour of playing. I never played it prior to the remaster. Believe it or not, my first Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim. I attempted to play Oblivion back in like 2014, but... God, that art style was just so cartoony. I couldn't do it.
Yes, the graphics on the remaster are really good. They brought a lot of great quality of life upgrades along with a new visual aesthetic. What kind of character did you play?
I played as a Khajiit stealth archer who multi-rolled into destruction and illusion. I did really like the class system, especially the ability to make my own class. I found that very enjoyable. The story is really solid, and it felt good to experience a mainline game outside of Skyrim.
How do you feel about it in comparison to Skyrim?
That's tough. I think I bought Skyrim on like 4 different systems. 360, PS3, Xbox, whatever it is now, PS5. So I have a lot of log time on Skyrim. There are definitely parts of Oblivion I really like, and I am kind of sad that they ditched it in Skyrim. But undoubtedly, especially in the remaster, there was a lot of aspects of Skyrim that they brought into it. So Skyrim will always still be my favorite. But I did thoroughly enjoy Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah, I can never remember what the current Xbox is called. How many other Elder Scrolls games have you played?
I lived on Elder Scrolls Online pretty much the first year it came out. It's kind of fallen out of favor with me in recent years. My one concern with the Elder Scrolls series is time has not been kind to its combat system, and I do think it's gonna have to innovate, especially for the next entry in the series.
Well, hopefully we get that entry at least within the next decade. Staying in the fantasy genre, but with a completely different type of game. Tell me about Elden Ring.
Okay, spoiler alert, no shenanigans, right to the point. Elden Ring has my vote for best game of the last decade.
Ooh, high praise from Peachy. Are you familiar with FromSoft games?
No, Elden Ring was my first experience with them, or with any Souls-like, or Soul-born game.
And what is your playtime and how many playthroughs?
Beyond measure.
Dang, don't tell Rei-sama! What kind of character did you play as?
For my main playthrough, and the playthrough I used to beat the DLC, I played as an intelligence build, utilizing Ranni's Dark Moon, and the Dark Moon Greatsword. I'm kind of insane, so once my level was in the 300s, I also double specs into Faith.
As it was your first experience with a Soulborn game, what did you think about the difficulty level? Was it frustrating?
I got over the difficulty relatively fast once I just kinda accepted that, hey, anything in this game can and will kill you. Personally, it really wasn't the boss battles that would get me. It was the wear and tear of knowing anything that pops out around the corner might end me. So I needed to stay on constant edge.
Like the rain wears down the mountain, huh? Alrighty! So far we've talked about mainly single-player games. How about we talk about a game you would play with others? Specifically, what is your top battle royale?
My number one battle royale is Apex Legends, though I did spend a lot of time playing Fortnite when it very first came out. Ultimately, though, the hero shooter style of being able to pick your own characters with their own specific abilities and to build a team off that really just does it for me.
Oh, do you play Pups or do you play Ranked? And who's your main?
I play both, though I mainly play Ranked as it has better matchmaking. I get tired of dying to like the 12th ranked pred at 2 a.m. in the morning in pubs.
Dang.
I am a Pathfinder main, though in recent seasons, especially in Ranked, I've mained Alter.
What are your favorite weapon combinations?
Typically something like the R99 and the 3030. Or maybe the Kraber if I can find one, though there's nothing in life quite as clean as firing a 301. And the RE45 dumps its load faster than a hentai.
What's the highest ranking you reached?
I think I was Diamond 2 once or twice. At that point, I just didn't have enough time to dedicate to the game to grind further than that.
You are nearing that hardcore tier once you reach that level. Some real sweaty tryhards. Alrighty! How about one that had a lot of hype when it came out? Have you played Starfield? I have. Thoughts, playthrough, and details, please.
Starfield was certainly interesting. It was a classic Bethesda game. Plenty of choices, plenty of character customizations, plenty of perk trees and skills, plenty of ways to build your character. I probably played through it about 3 or 4 times, though the absolute main thing I will just spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours doing is building my ship.
The shipbuilding is pretty rockin'.
The story was okay. I really just felt like it was Skyrim in space at one point. I don't think it had any of those classic Bethesda characters you're gonna remember. In fact, even doing the podcast, I don't think I can remember any of the NPCs' names. If you like Skyrim, if you like space, if you like to shoot things, if you like to build spaceships, Starfield, maybe for you.
Well, okay, good talk. Well, this is a category everybody has seen coming. What gacha games are you playing?
Oh, man. The only 2 that I'm really grinding out right now are, of course, Fate Grand Order and Honkai Star Rail.
Ironically, those 2 franchises just had a crossover, though specifically it was with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Why is it those 2 games you're specifically playing?
Waifus! Shocking no one, right? Nobody is shocked by this.
Crickets.
I really do like Star Rail's combat system. The weird kind of mishmash of several different types of Final Fantasy games really has me addicted. Oh, and Fate Grand Order has a combat system.
Yes, it does have a combat system. I ran out of things to say about it. It exists. Would you say these 2 franchises have better waifus than the other killer apps like Azure Lane, Genshin, and ZZZ?
Surprisingly, no. I can love all waifus equally.
Spoken like a true pervert. Well, speaking of Final Fantasy, let's discuss our playthrough of the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is, of course, the second installment of the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay, this is it. The moment the podcast is going to get controversial. Rebirth is the Final Fantasy game I feel I've been waiting my entire life to play.
OMG, I already see the smoke from keyboards now.
Let me be perfectly clear. If I only had one choice, like feather to my feet, and had to pick one single game as my choice for the greatest game of all time, it's going to be the original FF7.
Yet you stick by the words you just said, that this may be the Final Fantasy game you've waited your entire life for.
Yes! And this just may be from the perspective of someone who loves Kingdom Hearts, who loves the Final Fantasy of recent years, 13, 15, that action-oriented strategic version of combat. I just love being able to pile on something and pull off some ridiculous badassery. It's great! Like, blended up and poured in my veins. Maybe it's a bit of nostalgia. Maybe it's just gratification and feel-goods. But I absolutely adore Rebirth.
Well, people, there you have it. Pei-Chi has spoken. Okay, so we're going to wrap up today's episode by looking ahead to something that's coming out here in just a couple of weeks. And if you're watching this podcast someday in the future, hi from the past. We hope our speculations are correct. Give me your thoughts and expectations on Pokemon ZA.
Okay, full disclosure. I love Mega Evolution. Pokemon could literally give me a steaming pile of garbage, and I would still dobble it up because I love Mega Evolution. That being said, I do not think ZA is going to be bad. I think it actually looks quite good. Of course, I'm gonna have to get my hands on it. I can't tell you anything for sure right now. I haven't played it. But from the previews, I do like the open combat system. I do like the legend style of catching Pokemon. That's nice. And I like the Megas. The only thing I'm a little skeptical on is the entire game taking place in one town. I really wish it took place all over Kalos. Kalos is my favorite region. Mega Greninja sells me the game! Mega Greninja sells me the game! I am not the biggest fan of the starters that they have picked, but I'll get past that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the starters for the last Legends game. And yes, some of the new Megas look goofy, but hey, it's Pokemon! Also, it looks like they returned with more fashion control in this game. I really miss that from Scarlet and Violet. Anywho, Pokemon ZA coming out October 16th. Alrighty, that's a wrap. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a podcast from a Lewd production team. Let's all give a big round of applause for our special guest, Pei-Chi! Yes, this may have even been worth leaving my room for. Though apparently not worth putting on pants. No pants! Well, everyone, this is Witchy signing out, wishing all of you lewd and prosperity. Bye-bye!